Oh, my fellow Americans, hold the phone and stop the presses on Trainwreck Tuesday here at Occupy Democrats, because we have a breaking story related to disoriented and discombobulated Donald J. Trump. You gotta see. Show that to you in just a few seconds, because if you recall, just recently at Pope Francis's funeral, what happened with dopey and drowsy Donald? Remember this? And on top of that, you have demented Donald just arguing at an interview over clearly photoshopped items on a guy's hand. This.
He said he wasn't a member of a gang, and then they looked, and on his knuckles he had MS-13.
There's a dispute.
Well, wait a minute. He had MS-13 on his knuckles tattooed.
Oh, he had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
Wait a minute. Hey, Terry.
He did not have the letter MS-13.
It says MS-13.
That was photoshopped. So let me
That was photoshopped, Terry. You can't do that. Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay. But I picked you, Terry, but you're not being very nice. He had MS-13 tattooed.
We'll agree to disagree. I want to move on to something else.
Terry, do you want me to show you the picture?
I saw the picture.
And you think it was Photoshopped? Well,
here we go.
Don't Photoshop it. Go look at his hand. He had MS-13.
He did have tattoos that can be interpreted that way. I'm not an expert on them. I want to turn to Ukraine, sir.
Terry,
I want to get to Ukraine.
No. He had MS, as clear as you can be, not interpreted. This is why people no longer believe the news, because
when
it's
he was
fake
photographed
news.
in El Salvador, they aren't there. But let's just go on. They aren't there when he's in El Salvador.
They weren't there, but they're there now, right?
No,
but
they're in your picture.
Terry.
Ukraine, sir.
He's got MS-13 on his knuckles.
All right.
Okay?
We'll take a look at that.
You do such a disservice.
We'll take a look at that,
Why don't you just say, yes, he does, and, go on to something else?
It's contested.
Well, as Donald's about to be introduced in Saudi Arabia, watch what he is doing. Does this remind you of what just happened at Pope Francis's funeral? Look at Donald Trump.
Read a lot of the material now out of Saudi Arabia, and Mohammed bin Salman is saying we need a resolution on a Palestinian state. And I don't necessarily recall several years ago.
And in this breaking story, when he suddenly gets announced to get up, which appears to sort of wake him up, what does Donald Trump do in front of the world? Here is the breaking story. Take a look at this.
Signing on behalf of the United States, the Honorable Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America.
No one argued, certainly not me, that Joe Biden's mental acuity was diminishing. There's no doubt. It's not even a question mark. How much the DNC and the Democrats hid or covered, it's a whole other conversation. We have to deal with this kind of a situation in the now. And right now, this is what's going on with Donald J. Trump just in the last 45 days. Do you think somehow, what is this going to look like 3.5 years from now? What is America going to look like 3.5 years from now? There's a reason why we were concerned that 4 more years was too much for Joe Biden. But for some reason, no one seemed to be concerned or bothered by the difference of Donald J. Trump, which is only 3 years, of what his next 4 years might look like, which would make him older than Joe Biden was when he stepped down. But this is a man who, we all take naps, we all get tired. But we're talking about someone who was already a bit off his mental stability level in the last 6 or 7 years, 8 years, but now it's 8 years later. And look at what is happening on a regular basis. This is the 3rd or 4th incident now, just since late January, where Donald Trump clearly appears to be not able to keep up and not able to discuss or stay awake at important moments when he is the leader of the free world, for lack of a better phrase. It's not humorous, it's not funny, and when I say train wreck, that is exactly what I mean, because I am deeply fearful, as I know many people are, that this is the train wreck leading us down the tracks straight off the edge of the mountain. You guys hang in there, enjoy your life, talk to your friends, talk to those you don't agree with. Stay frosty.